All right, the group stage is over, so I'm going to quickly go over the group stage predictions that I made earlier last week, and then we're going to do quarterfinals predictions for playoffs. First, I want to quickly mention that throughout predictions, there's only there's a maximum of only 18 points available, so you literally have to be perfect to get the battle pass. Um, as you can see, if you remember, you get 2 points from playing. And there's 8 points here, and then there's another 8 available in playoffs. So that's 18. So if you get one wrong, you're not getting battle pass. So really hard to get this time. So I felt good. I feel good about these predictions, even though it didn't end up going exactly my way. Um, didn't make it. Even though I thought they would. I don't know. M80's out feels so weird now that Falcons are also out because they lost to Falcons, but then Falcons kind of got embarrassed the next day. I mean they played a really close two map series against Falcons, but they just could not um, figure things out, especially on the attack. They were doing too much. It felt like a lot of the time. But yeah, outside of M80, I mean, the quote unquote top EU teams were just like really disappointing overall at this stage and at this tournament. G2 not making it. Falcons and Virtus Pro are grouped. So, yeah. Falcons is definitely a pretty big surprise for me, especially losing to the secret Team Secret. No disrespect to Secret, but they only got here because of direct invite, and they in stage 1 Secret one best of one. That is all they did. They got dead last in EU this past stage, and Falcons lost to them in a BO3 in the qualifying game. So not much you can do about that. Um, and then Virtus Pro, I had a good feeling that Virtus Pro would end up playing Weibo for the final qualifying game, and I knew it would probably be a close match. But I just didn't take Weibo because I have in a couple tournaments in the past for taking them to make top 8, and every time they look close, they always seem to choke um, it away. But this time they were able to do it, so I'm happy for them. And a CAG was also pretty close to making it, but just could not quite get there. Um, and then yeah, Liquid ended up making it here as well. I was having a pretty hard time picking between Liquid or Falcons to make it, because I don't 100% trust either of those teams, um, at least going into group stage. Um, but yeah, ended up being Liquid. So now for playoffs. So a lot of these are gonna be hard games to predict. Even I think Secret Geek, especially after them beating Falcons, because I think nobody had them making it here. Um, except unless you're like maybe like a really hardcore Secret fan and you just always pick them no matter what. But I feel like most even top tier Siege analysts would have never had Secret being here. So yeah. That being said, I'm gonna start with Wildcard Furia. For me, Wildcard are one of my favorites to win, probably one of my three favorites, and Furia are definitely they're not an underdog, but they're definitely I don't hold them at the same high as I do Wildcard right now. So I think when their playstyle is working, it can be really good, but oftentimes it's like very a lot of solo plays, and I think Wildcard are really good at dealing with that, especially because they were really good against last year's G2, which did a lot of the same things that this current Furia does. Maybe not same strats, but a, a lot of the same play styles, especially because they also have Loira. But the last year G2 did a lot of solo plays, like try to make hero plays sometimes, and this Furia team also does a lot of that. Now they don't always do that, but they do tend to lean in that direction a lot more than other teams. Um, but yeah, for this one, I think I'm gonna take Wildcard 2-0. And now for DZ Weibo, I think this one probably has the most upset potential. Um, but DZ are also another one of my favorites still. So I will be taking them. They're in my top three to win. But I do think Weibo have a chance here. Like I think they are a good team. Um, it's just a matter if they can beat the current major champs. So and then for FaZe Liquid, they played each other twice in Brazil playoffs and SAL playoffs, whatever you want to call it. It's really just Brazil playoffs because it's only Brazilian teams pretty much. Um, but yeah, Liquid won the first best of three 2-0, but then FaZe won the second one 2-0. And I really think this one is going to be map dependent. And I mean every series is, but this mm, probably the most, especially because it's two Brazil teams. It's a shame it's happening here in the first round. Like we have a Brazil matchup and an EU matchup. Like we couldn't, but it's because they let the teams pick each other, who they play. So and like Geek and they ended up picking to play secret. Um, so that's one of the reasons why we had this matchup. But I'm gonna take FaZe. I just saw some more. Uh, and they're the last team in like my top three favorites. It's like I said earlier too, when I was in doing my group stage predictions. I was saying it's like, I'm not. I usually pretty much always pick FaZe to win here, and yeah, unless like FaZe are doing like terribly um at a tournament or leading up to a tournament, but just kind of squeak in. Maybe I won't pick FaZe, but yeah, I just FaZe are just the gold standard of consistency for the most part in Siege. So yeah, then Gige versus Secret. I don't know how long the Secret Black Magic is gonna last, but I'm picking Gige to win. So yeah, and then for me, if this is how it turns out, I'd take Wildcard 2-1 over DZ for them to go to the final, and then FaZe, if they make it out of here, I think they beat either of these teams. So it'd be wild. How I see it shaping up, we get a Wildcard FaZe final, and then I feel like I'd take Wildcard to win the final 3-2, and then for a third place matchup, we'd get um it'd be for me it'd be DZ versus um one of these teams, whoever loses here. And I think DZ probably beats any of these teams. I think that they have a harder, it would definitely be harder against FaZe or and Liquid, but they beat that I know they can beat FaZe. That'd be definitely be their hardest matchup. And I definitely think they have it. If they played Liquid, they would definitely have it in the bag. So that's what I'm rocking with, like Wildcard, DZ, FaZe, and Geek. And it'll be back for more predictions for the semis once those matchups are officially set. And then after that, we'll be back for one more day after that for the final. I don't know how much I'll watch of the final. I'm going to a baseball game on the same day of the final, so I'll probably be gone a lot of the day. So probably be the first Siege Grand Final I've missed in a really long time. Might be since I don't know, might be ever, honestly. I don't know if I've ever missed one. Since I started watching CG Sports, I really don't think I have. So yeah, that'll be interesting. But I'll definitely you know, try to tune in when I can. So yeah. Again, wildcard DZ phase Kike. That's what I'm going with. You got a little under a day and a half to put in your predictions, and again, make sure you're logged into Ubisoft account so you can save your predictions. And yeah, that's all. Have a good one.